Hello and welcome into a special edition of The Big O Show.
That looks like JP Peterson in the background.
Oh, I got the wrong graphic up. All right, hold up. There's the right graphic.
Okay, there's that graphic.
All right, that's on the show right now.
Let's see how dramatically quick you can be. Let's see if you are Chandler Simpson fast.
Oh, hell no.
You're not that fast?
No. I don't do anything as fast as that guy. He's fast, though.
But we're going to have fun with the show today, man. We're going to talk. Listen, the reality is, the RedHots are for real.
Oh, they're pretty good.
No, they're legit. 13 wins in a row. Not since, dare I say, 1948 have the Boston Red Sox won 13 games in a row.
1948?
1948. That looks good.
It's a little small.
It's the little O show. It's the little O show. 1948, buddy. So yeah, you're talking about a team that's that hit the
contort myself.
Hit the break at a 9-0, 9 straight wins, and then came hot. Bottom line, and we talked a little bit on the tail end of your show, which was fantastic, talking about all things from football to college football to Major League Baseball to soccer. I'm sure you threw in there with Timmy and that
exciting final game between Spain and Argentina.
That was a little bit of a yawner until
wasn't it though?
Great assist by that kid.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
That header
assist
sets up the
winning goal. Gretzky, yes, really. That was the game right there.
We waited 6 hours to get that.
To get one header. Yeah, we've all done that.
Oh wait!
You said you wanted to have fun.
Oh wait, let's have fun today. Wait.
You wanted to have fun on the show on Monday.
Where's it? No, that's
I know.
I've known
you for 20-something years, and
trying to find
you waited 6 hours for a good header.
Talking years, bro. Talking years. I remember.
Not just a weekend.
I remember that first marriage.
Holy
baby.
Snikey.
Oh boy, do I ever. That's funny. Welcome into the show, folks. We're actually going to talk about baseball. Or maybe we won't. Maybe we won't.
Pipe on in. We welcome your thoughts and comments. You had some really good ones in your show. So, but the bottom line with the Rays debacle in Boston, as you call it, the Boston Massacre.
The Boston Massacre.
I call them the RedHots right now.
Yeah, they are.
It ended up being a situation where we got outraged. If you really think about it, it especially in yesterday's game, you had a game where, they slashed and prodded and hit and jumped and did, any little miscues by the Rays. Unfortunately, some of them by our catchers. Boom, they were scoring. They were taking the extra base. And then you came down to great pitching by Boston. Incredible bullpen that they have going on right now. Obviously, Chapman, a couple days ago kind of struggled to get that close, but give me a chance. Give me a break.
Yeah,
I'll take our oldest Chapman any day of the week. So right now they're on all cylinders right now, but playing a lot of Rays-style baseball. Think about their offense. They don't have a juggernaut offense. They don't even have a tremendous trio in that offense.
Yeah,
you've got Contreras and a bunch of guys slapping balls around, right? And then
Abreu. Kind of hot.
Abreu's been hot. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Shoot, I ended up having 4 or 5 home runs in that 4-game series.
4 home runs. Yeah.
4 home runs. No, yeah. And he goes in, but he's super streaky.
I'll tell you what, every pitch he hit out was just on a tee.
Yeah, but he's been.
We even talking about missing your spots.
Candidly, I think he's got 14 or 15 home runs now. He's behind where they were expecting him to be at this point.
Oh, God, yeah.
So they were hoping he would be that tandem left-right, with Contreras. Contreras is holding his own and doing his thing. 22 home runs, had another big one yesterday. But really, they don't have, that tremendous trio. They're just slashing and getting on base. And then it comes down to it, and I said it before, listen, you don't realize how much middle relief and hammer closer, hammer setup guy makes a difference. Whitlock's on point right now. Obviously, Chapman. They're all pitching well for them. And that's where we're struggling a little bit and kind of have been for a few weeks now.
Yeah.
When you get after our guys that usually on average are going to that 5 and fly, that 6, 7 to trying to get to 8, 9 has been a struggle. And we saw it again, and it glared his head. And obviously their mediocre starters compared to our mediocre starters, they outdid us. And that was the difference, I think, in the series. And then you went to the head-to-head with Sonny Gray, not great Sonny Gray, but still Sonny Gray, versus our guy and Sugar Shane. That was another glaring situation, that inning where he ends up, walking to, hitting a runner, getting himself in trouble. The wild
a lot
pitch,
of bad defense.
a lot of bad defense.
That wasn't a wild pitch. That was a pass ball.
Yeah,
pass ball
on a swing.
Yeah, on a swing, on a strikeout.
Yeah,
he gets the big strikeout with the bases loaded. You loaded the bases, but then he gets a big strikeout, and then Caminero hits the runner square in the back on that play. That's just you got to execute better than that,
no doubt. But that's how they're playing baseball right now. If you think about it, they're not an overpowering team. They're great pitching. That's Boston, and getting the timely hits what they weren't getting before. I mean, some of their guys, that were just struggling so massively are showing up for Boston. And every team is going to go through that one phase. This is an anomaly to win 13 in a row and win 18 out of 20, obviously. But every team's going to peak at some time, and every team's going to have a dive. They had a dive for the first 2 months of the season. Now
right, exactly.
They're sprouting their wings. No concern, because the Rays kind of did shore up a ton of wins that even probably surprised us quite a bit, earlier on. And some go ahead.
I was just going to give you the numbers on that. The Rays started 34-15,
correct,
and they're 22-27 cents.
Yeah, that's not alarming, but
no.
It's Major League Baseball and the marathon, man, and you just have to weather the storm. Now, as this whole thing unveils, what are the moves that you're going to make? Because candidly, the Solsters of the world, the Rycroft of the world, believe it or not, man, I've been madly impressed. And I don't know if it's because the league hasn't seen him much because he was gone for so long, but Cam Boozer has been
really good,
better than Clevenger.
Yeah.
So you almost have to kind of start realizing, okay, I'm going to put Boozer in that, the lefty-lefty matchup, more prevalently than I am with Garrett Clevenger.
Clevenger gave up the big one to Abreu on Saturday that lost the game.
He hung that slide. That's the difference right now. So what are you going to go after? Where the trade deadline is looming, a lot of teams are going to be jockeying for positions because you have so many opportunities to advance, right? So you have even the teams that are sellers that are kind of deciding, do we really want to be sellers? You had a situation with the Florida Marlins. I'm sorry, because I played for the Miami Marlins. Hot as a firecracker just a week and a half ago. Oh, man, we're keeping their guys. We're buyers now. And now all of a sudden they've lost 6 straight. So where are they looking? It's such a seesaw. That's why I call it the Rays of our lives, because for every team in the major leagues, it's a soap opera, up and down.
Yeah.
And you have to decide where you're going to go.
They've got to right themselves against Toronto. Now, before we move on to that and look at some of the, what this team needs to add, I think we need to kind of wrap up what exactly happened at the Boston Massacre here.
Yeah.
They gave up 28 runs in 4 games, 35 hits, 9 home runs.
Yeah. Starters
ERA 9.5. Meanwhile, the Rays scored 10 runs, 6 of them on Saturday, only had 4 home runs. 4 for 25 in your most important category, RISP, including 0 for 15.
The 0 for 15
on Sunday
was like dramatic.
Yandy 1 for 16.
Exclamation point.
Arando 1 for 12. And Junior 5 for 17 with just 1 extra base hit.
Well,
that ain't going to get it done.
Home run. That's not going to get it done. But they can't always, again, you can't always count. We've been very fortunate that rarely has the tremendous trio for a series gone quiet. One of them has been hot, if not 2. And then when all 3 are going, they're a tough team to beat. And that's, you expect that most of the times, and you hope that for that in October. But when all 3 go quiet, then now your back's against the wall, because your middle relief is struggling. The rest of your offense is slap kind of hitters, And I liked what Chandler Simpson did. You know, he was trying to put the ball in play, and you saw how creative it can be and how game changing without hitting the ball for power. So that's just, I just think this is a team that needs to regroup now. You take this. This is the longest losing streak they've had this season, you know, which is formidable to think because most teams, you know, have those 5, 6, 7 game losing streak. This is the longest they've had. So when you mentioned that 35 and 17, 34 and 17,
34 and 15 to start.
34 and 15 and the 22 and 27, there hasn't been huge lows, you know, in losing in there. You know, they just kind of leveled off and played 500 baseball. But now you got to get back on. Why? Because I said before, JP, this battle and this marathon is about one, getting to the playoffs, but 1B is winning that division because you get the bye, but not only that, you get home field advantage in the playoffs. So if you can have the most wins in your league, and that just becomes so, look at what Toronto was able to do last year by garnishing, you know, that home field advantage, garnishing the most wins, just sneaking by the Yankees, by the way, because of the head-to-head. So all these things matter, and that's what you're trying to do now. And now Toronto comes up next, so they got to get back on track and use their aces, which is obviously, you know, Rasmussen and our boy Nick Martinez, because it's not going to get any easier because Dylan Cease is on the bump today.
Yeah, and obviously when we face elite pitching, it gets tough. It gets really tough.
You know, a lot of people, and we even
6-4 with a 2.56 ERA, 148 strikeouts.
Yeah, and just been phenomenal. His mastery of his explosive fastball that rises almost seemingly, that has great spin rate, with, you know, the dramatic breaking pitches. He's something special. You saw it in the All-Star game when he punched out 3 straight. But we all, you know, listen, they saw Dylan Cease. They saw Sonny Gray going in the fourth game of that series, Dylan Cease in game 1. So they flipped the script and went with their lower half of, you know, so you went Jax, Eglert, you know, Seymour, figuring that they can try to get a couple of, you know, wins out of that 4-game pack going into facing, you know, the best of Toronto has to offer, but we're throwing the best that we have to offer. So,
well, we did not move up Rasmussen and Martinez to pitch in the Red Sox series
because
after
they'd be because of who they threw. So when they saw what the matchups were, if you do that, then Jax is facing Cease and Englert is, you know, so you're trying to match up. And if you already kind of have an idea when Cease is going to pitch and when Sonny Gray is going to pitch, you're matching up 1-1s, 2-2s, 3-3s. And Boston just got the best of us with a couple of lefties that were very young and inexperienced. Yeah. So that's where we didn't take advantage of things.
Yep. Dylan Cease versus Martinez tonight. Not a whole lot of data on Rays versus Dylan Cease. Let's see, Aranda hitting 500, 2 for 4 against him with a 1.16 OPS, and Cameronero hitting 375 with 875 OPS. So those two big of our tremendous trio have hit Cease well. Yandy only hitting 188 against him. Fiducia 0. Fortes 250. Mullins and some other guys have had some decent numbers. Mullins has 17 ABs against him, hitting 294. So we'll see those guys in the lineup tonight. No lineup yet, but that's elite pitching up at Toronto. They got to get after it. They got to stop this 5-game losing streak.
Dylan Cease is holding hitters to a sub 200 average, 190 with 148 punch outs and only 44 walks. So he's pitching elite level. There's no doubt. So back-to-back games, they face 2 elite pitchers. They battled Sonny Gray. They just couldn't push runs across when Gray was giving you the walks and giving you the runners on base. They should have really taken advantage of that. Cease is in another level with the fastball up and running, and then the hard breaking pitch and change. I mean, he's an elite level strikeout guy, reminiscent to in the American League would be Mizorowski and obviously Paul Skeens, who had a great game yesterday with 7 strong innings.
So Fiducia had a rough day.
Yeah.
Struck out after missing a bunt with a couple of guys on.
Yep.
Terrible late throw into center field in the third that added to that whole debacle.
The swing and miss.
Missed the challenge.
And
then didn't challenge a strike. That would have been something. Would have been a strike. That's a huge part of catching now. You got to get that shit right.
Yeah.
Then had the pass ball on the strikeout. Just a bad day for Fiducia, and he'll be in the lineup tonight against the right-hander.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, are we going to go get a catcher? Michael LaRue says the Rays catching situation has been a concern ever since pitchers and catchers reported back in February.
Yeah.
I really hope they address it with
before that.
With an upgrade season. Rick, of course, with his sarcastic wit, that is rapier wit, says, Michael, if only there was a way to draft the stud catcher and send him straight to AAA and possibly September call-ups. That would be awesome. Oh, wait. We did get another high school shortstop, though. Do you think Von Lackey would be better than Fiducia or Fortes right now?
I mean, obviously, you draft Von Lackey and you don't just dress him up and do a Dave Winfield where you're going straight to the big leagues. Von Lackey, that's ridiculous.
Give him a month and a half seasoning. Would he be better than these guys?
Yes. That sense, yes. So, especially offensively, he probably, he's head and shoulders ahead of those guys offensively. Even though, listen, man, it's a whole different level of game, and you have to learn so many pitchers once you get to the big leagues, right? Because now, interleague, but within your league, it's just so many pitchers that it's not as strong as the ACC and the SEC have become, because they really have. It's a whole different game, but the tools are there for this guy to be a thumper. It's honestly, I just wonder if defensively he's a cat back there. If we're better suited, throwing guys out, blocking balls. Now the catch with that is, no pun intended, is learning. When who was it? Mike? No, said about spring training. Rick.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that you forget. You use spring training, and Fortes and Fiducia already were spent most of the season last year as a catching tandem, to learn the staff and the multiplicity of pitchers that are coming in and what they like to do and how they like to throw, what Cal Snyder wants, what Kevin Cash wants, a former catcher. It's not that simple. My want of Von Lackey was for the near future, like next year and beyond, and to be a 7, 8, 10 year, veteran catcher that becomes your cornerstone. The reality of catching, different than any other position, especially pitcher. So you can come in from the SEC and the ACC and get thrown straight to the big leagues, and they just control you. They control your pitches, then they control this is what I think you can do best. They can do that in a week. They can teach you to go, this is what, let's stay with this and go there, and they're going to control every aspect of it. But if you got a dramatic arm, JP, the league hasn't seen you.
Yeah.
And those guys, look at you, Savage.
Could be very effective.
So many, it could be effective. Catcher, so many variables that he has to learn.
Well,
that's a hard thing. Now,
the way you address
somebody in,
the way you address this is by, and there's some really good ones on the market. Let's dive into. There's Shea Langoliers.
Shea Langoliers, his name has been bandied about. This is a 28-year-old super stud in the making. I mean, he's just been coming on the last couple of years. He's separating himself as the JT Real Muto of catchers right now. This guy runs well, hits well, has power. Defensively, he's a cat back there. Great arm. The fact that the Athletics, if I'm the Athletics, I don't even want to give this guy up. They have a core of young players that are under 30 that are just dramatic. But they need some pitching and they need a couple other spots. So what do? You got 2 years of control with Langoliers. Langoliers is dramatic.
I would give up a lot for that.
That's what I'm saying. You'd end up, getting somebody that could be your
$5.3 million this year,
right?
And then 2 years of arbitration.
Yeah. You can listen. I'm a former Pirate. and Pittsburgh Pirate. And right before I got there, and that run that the Pirates that I really didn't have that much of anything to do with, but that run that Skip Leland, Jim Leland came in, and obviously Barry, who had been drafted by them, came in from Arizona, and Bobby Bowe, who had been drafted from New York, came in, and it was this swell. A little before that, there was a trade made with the St. Louis Cardinals for the best catcher in the game at the time that the Pirates decided to unload.
What was his name?
No. Tony Pena.
Tony Pena
was the elite catcher in his, mid to late 20s, and the Pirates decided to trade their best player in a team that was losing 90, 100 games a year to St. Louis. And they brought in, and for St. Louis, they got Spanky, Mike Lavalier, and they got a pitcher by the name of Dunn that ended up being a solid, third kind of starter reliever. And then you also got Andy Van Slyke on the deal.
Okay.
That was kind of the precursor. When you think of a spine of a team.
Boy, we'd have to give up a king's ransom to get
that built up. So Oakland could be looking at it like, okay, this is kind of our Tony Pena. We're going to trade him off, but we want to get something big in return that takes our team to the level where the Pirates went, and they went on to greatness. You know what I mean? So
22 home runs, 50 RBIs so far this year.
He's a beast.
Last year he had 31 homers, 72 RBIs total. The year before, 29 and 80.
Yeah, and look at the run scored, by the way. So he's a guy that gets on base.
53 so far this year. Wow,
yeah, dude.
73 last year.
Yeah, he's only getting better. This guy gets on base, runs well, scores.
260.
Yeah.
821 OPS.
The best comparison in the last few years is a younger JT. He's a younger version of JT Realmuto. So the other guy that's interesting.
But one last thing on him.
Yeah.
He's represented by Scott Boras.
Okay. But listen, Boras is not going away, nor are his players. Yeah. So you got to deal with them.
Lean into it.
Yeah. You lean
New
into
ownership.
It. Yeah. And, but the other guy that's very, very interesting that Boston supposedly is interested in because they've had catching woes this year. And they, more importantly, like I was talking about before, Abreu just woke up in this series, but he's been pretty quiet most of the season.
Yeah.
They know that they need a prominent fourth or fifth hitter, to protect Contreras or to add to what's been the only true viable power hitter, and that's Wilson Contreras. They're looking at Goodman from Colorado. This dude's got like 25 home runs, 27, maybe more. And Hunter Goodman is legit also another strong defensive catcher. Can Colorado maybe do something like a Tony Pena from back in the 80s type deal to that's a team that really needs to refurbish themselves.
Yeah.
So Hunter Goodman is being bandied about.
26 years old. He's got 3 years of arbitration left.
Yes, sir.
So he's minimum salary guy.
Yeah.
That's
look what he's hitting.
Let's get the numbers. God, he's counts nothing. He's got 30 home runs.
30. I wanted to say
56 RBIs at the Jesus, 15 doubles.
Granted, he's a power
257.
He's a pull righty hitting at Coors Field, right? So let's not kid ourselves that maybe it doesn't translate completely the 30 jacks. Still, he's got power.
31 home runs last year, 91 RBIs, and 28 doubles.
Yes. So that's a kid that could be very interesting from the right side. Boston's obviously drooling over him because of the fact that Fenway and the Green Monster. Could the Yankees, dare I say?
How good is he defensively?
No, he's above average. He's solid. So you're talking a team like the Yankees. Boston will be looking at that. Now, the Yankees are looking at Ryan Jeffers from Minnesota. So are the Rays. Much more affordable probably in the long term. But that's another catcher, Adley Rutschman. Love his bat. I don't know if he's, last year's injuries with the two obliques right and left. I don't know if this is going to be a problem. But he's been solid this year. So catchers are hard to find, but there are a few in the market right there. I think the Rays need to be all in with a catcher.
One of these guys, yeah.
They got to be all in with a
catcher. Because that serves two needs.
And you need a guy that's already established.
Yeah. Every one of these guys serves two needs. They're big bats that can protect Junior and then just dramatically upgrade our defensive catching
Way
situation.
More important, I think, than the outfield situation where you can kind of rotate.
You can live with Chandler.
You could Chandler and then the Johnny DeLuca and Ryan, the Blade Runner. I'm okay with that. Mullins has been better, over the last month. They're athletic. I'm okay with that. The two places that I think that you could, better at is catcher and at second base, offensively, because on the pitching mound, do you go after a big boy like Freddie Peralta? The Tarek Schoolbowl has still been bandied about. Joe Ryan, is it could be had with Minnesota. Bring him back. All three are super studs. Freddie is underachieving in his new home with a new pitching coach and new everything, and it just hasn't worked out. But you're going to tell me that Freddie Peralta from last year is going to demise that much, not being injured? Are you kidding me? No, there's no way. That guy just needs to be in a better situation. Costly, expensive. Yeah. So they're out there. And then on the pitching side, maybe a guy like Miller from San Francisco. You need a quality middle setup, hammer guy, can maybe rest Baker. Listen, Baker has never done this in his whole life. This isn't Chapman or Bednar or.
Does that make you worry a little bit?
Of course.
Yeah.
He still has 2+ months left of trying to get to 40, 45 saves.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to go, replicate that in October. Never has done this. So you're putting a lot of, stake on a guy that's never done that. Not saying that he can't. I'm just saying that help is needed.
Jacob Melton, by the way, at Durham, who we traded for in this offseason, was hoped to be a big addition in the outfield. 5 home runs, 23 RBIs, 22 stolen bases at Durham, and 120 at-bats, and 954 OPS, hitting 300, on-base percentage 412. So exceptional numbers. He was injured for a little bit, but has been back since.
I could see him getting called up. I could see them giving him a chance. Fraley had a setback, with his rehab.
Had a couple home runs July 4th, and then on July 7th had a home run. So
I could see
July he's been good. Yeah, 3 home runs.
That's what I'm saying, that the outfield scenario, whether Fraley's going to be coming back on the mend. And
he had a setback.
He had a setback last week, so that's going to take a little longer. Melton, the kid, Victor Mesa Jr., he's holding his own, man.
He's playing well.
He's athletic. What a great play.
6 home runs, including the inside to Parker.
Yeah, and fast, powerful, one of the best arms in the game. Plays all out. Reminds me of 2 or 3 years ago when Abreu for Boston was just coming up, and you're like, who's this little lefty there? That plays outstanding outfield and crashes into walls and has a gun for an arm. That's Abreu for the Boston Red Sox. That's Mesa Jr. So Mesa Jr. is playing himself into a look-see kind of potential, maybe even a trade potential. Maybe he's a piece that goes to try to get these other guys. Because if I'm a team and I'm looking at Victor Mesa Jr. and I'm going, this guy's something, So these are the pieces that could be going. Carson Williams. I haven't checked on Carson Williams in a while. I don't know how he's doing, but he could be a trade piece. There's no doubt about that. So they have to go out and look at possibly getting a catcher. Another formidable bat. If you can get it from the catcher, great. I still love the Ketel Marte. I just have this eerie feeling that, again, Ketel controls his own fate because he has that no trade clause, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he could say no or where exactly he wants to go, if he wants to go. It'd be interesting because what's being bandied about a lot is would the Mets and the Yankees do a trade, for Francisco Lindor? Because the Yankees have so many glaring. Listen, the teams we got to watch out for are back to being the same as old. Yankees and Boston from, many, many years, right? Toronto has, climbed up there last year, and they've been nagging in the American League East, knocking at the door for a while. But really, it's the Yankees and Boston, and they're making their moves, right? Or Boston's making the moves. What if they go out and get 100 Goodman?
And they're
Boston?
going to.
What if the Yankees go out and try to get a Francisco Lindor? Or dare I say, get a Ketel Marte, move him to second.
Oh God.
And move
Jazz Chisholm.
What did you say? Jazz Chisholm. You got
where that
get your letters
Jazz
right.
Chisholm.
Yeah. Jazz.
It's Jazz.
Jazz. It's just the I in the second.
Ain't it weird?
The I and
Kind
the
of caught me.
Chisholm gets me confused with the Jazz in the front. And you can get it all kind of discombobulated.
Yeah. No disrespect, man, whatsoever.
None.
None.
Hopefully none taken. But he can move him, Chisholm, to third. They got to the World Series with Jazz Chisholm at third base, So moves are going to be made. Yeah, and the Yankees have a plethora of moves that they need to happen because, oh, by the way, Aaron Judge is not coming back until September.
Not until September.
So they're hanging in there and they're winning their games and they're hanging in there. But if they don't get Fried back, Rodon, and start getting some powerful bats, so they have plenty of money, plenty of moves to make.
All right, we are brought to you by the great folks at Texas Roadhouse Wesley Chapel, where you can get a fine meal. And it all starts when you walk into this really great vibe place in Wesley Chapel.
Yes.
It's always busy there, but they get you seated real quick, and then they bring out the hot buns.
They don't as you get seated. That's the great thing is that they're walking into your seat and you're getting those hot buns.
Hot buns, baby.
With the melted butter, peanuts,
honey cinnamon butter,
peanuts. It's all So it's not like you have to sit down and go, hey, can I have some of those? Can I have some bread?
Nope.
Can I get some of those peanuts?
No.
Boom. Done. Great service. That kind of adds to their service and concierge kind of appeal.
Yeah.
And then obviously the food is, outstanding.
Hand cut from the butcher there.
Yeah.
Oh, the meats are right there when you walk in the case.
Yes.
Give me that ribeye right there. That's the one I want. Yeah, it's fantastic.
A great experience. It really is, especially
they really care about how they do the whole thing.
Family or individual, just to go up to the bar and have a great time.
Yeah. Also by the Murphy Auto Group, Genesis of Tampa, or they did my valet service the other day.
Yes, they did.
Came and picked up my car.
Right. And
took it to the service place, brought it back before I even knew it. It was brand spanking clean.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That valet service is great. That's what you get with Genesis of Tampa.
By the way, in fact, today I parked behind a beautiful white, G70.
That was mine.
Yeah, but you have your own spot here at Kingmaker.
I know. It's a bit of a controversy.
It's a little controversial. I just
2 days in a row, somebody's parking in my spot.
In fact, I'm going to take a picture of JP's spot that says JP Peterson. That's his spot. So.
And whoever parked in it is not
youngsters,
JP Peterson.
One of the youngsters that works here.
How dare you?
I don't know what's going on. But these young people these days have no respect. So I ended up having to park.
So we have bust out of here. We're like, who's in my spot?
It's just like some old, Get out of
my spot.
Fee, fi,
fo, fum.
And these youngsters are like, dude, chill out, man. I'm IT.
Come on, dog. You weren't using it.
But Genesis does a great job, man. And so does the Murphy Auto Group completely, and including over in Haines City. And Haines City with Miracle Toyota. I drive a
Tundras.
I drive a 2026 Tundra, and I love that thing. In fact, be careful, backing out when you leave, or I gotta be careful that I don't just run over your car. So
you can't even see me. You're up so high.
I'm a manly
roll
man
right over there.
In that thing, but I love that car. Love the service. Best Toyota dealership that you're going to get in the whole area. Ask for Fahad, and he'll take care of you. Tell him Big O sent you.
Yeah, not far from Tampa, Haines City.
No, it's not.
Check it out
Right there, Polk.
Get a great deal.
Yep.
All right.
Let's not forget our girl Amy, who is our new added on Amy Descola from the great Lily Luxury Screen and is Tampa Bay and Sarasota's luxury screen enclosure expert. They handle it all, JP.
Yeah, so you got the cage out back. It's getting a little worn. It's kind of rusty. Maybe got a couple of panels that are just flapping in the breeze, and you're like, where do I go?
'Tis the season with all these little storms and going on right now.
LilyLuxeRescreen.com is where you go. LILYLUXE rescreen.com. 813-447-0431. They do quality work, woman owned and operated, hands-on ownership. That means Amy comes out, she checks it out for you. They give you a great, honest price, and they give you an honest deal, and that's all you're looking for, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. And they're another one that kind of give you that special service feeling, like all of our sponsors. So we're really proud to bring her on and have us with us because
full restorations,
baby.
So if you got that tired, storm-worn cage, bring it back to life with LilyLuxeRescreen.com. They will get it done for you, and they'll do it right, and that's what you want. Give them a call, 813-447-0431.
As I said, 'tis the season. Yes. A lot of storms going on, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, man, it's been nasty.
It has been a little bit.
All right, speaking of nasty, let's get to the commenters.
Oh, Nelly. Yeah.
Here we go. Let's go. Did we welcome in Mike Holcomb, new YouTube member? Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you. Good to see you at the event. Alejandro says, hey, Big O.
Yes, sir.
I think the Rays should make moves with the Mets since they're going to be a fire sale. Let's grab Peralta, AJ Minter, Weaver, helping the rotation and the bullpen. Maybe Bichette.
Bichette's not.
Let's take them all.
Nah, that's a lot. Luke Weaver's be an interesting character. I would not mind at all. Here's a guy that not only is a veteran already in the big leagues, but also has weathered the storms of October and both deep playoff and World Series. A couple of years ago, he was just lights out, really. And somebody like that. We need a veteran arm that has been through the wars that's still healthy enough. There's no doubt. Minter will be interesting. Peralta for me, if they want to be all in and get really funky with all that's going on with the stadium potential, and I know you touched on that a little bit on your show.
Oh, I got breaking news.
Yeah, so that kind of fits into. Listen, we're going over here. You're helping us out. You're being the municipalities and the people. Look at what we're doing. So it kind of goes hand in hand that they're looking at the future along with looking at the building of the future.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's a thing. I think it's a thing. Yeah, so here's the breaking news. I got this this weekend. The big meeting on Friday was staffs coming together, county, city, Rays. These are the people that are doing the hard work, right. The lawyers and staff that are getting all the agreements done.
Economics guys.
Yeah, the thousands of documents that need to be done for a deal this big. So I chatted with somebody who was in the room, and they said, you come away just really feeling that, Bonnie Wise was in there from the county, who's really holds the purse string. She's kind of really key person in this. Said, talk to Bonnie, and Bonnie's like, yeah, this is getting done. This is getting done. We're so far down the road now. Whether the city participates or not remains to be seen. I think they will. I think they'll come to their senses and do this. It's just a matter of getting all the different buckets of money, when they come out, who they go to, what it's for. Is it for infrastructure? Is it for new stadium? These are things the politicians need for their talking points when they go back to their constituents and say, hey, I didn't let the taxpayer pay for this. This is infrastructure, not the stadium. We told you the CIT was not going to be for new stadium, blah, 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 which that was a talking point, wasn't actually in the bond, what people voted for. So, it's a lot. We've talked a lot about it. Bottom line is that the people in that meeting really feel like it's going to get done, and they're going to have something to vote on here in mid-August, I would think. Mid-August.
I thought I saw like an August 20th or something.
Yeah, like that. Mid-August, somewhere in there. Shovels in the ground in September. Gives you 31, 32 months to get it done by April of 2029. And we're rolling. So, again, I've said this many times before as we've gone through this process, but as I sit here today, the 20th of July of our Lord year 2026, I have never been more confident that this deal is going to get done. Never got a dinner.
Yeah.
Never been more confident that this deal is going to get done.
That's outstanding, man. I mean, when you hear those type of feedback from those type of meetings,
that was a big meeting.
That means that that things are getting done, moved around, accepted, agreed upon, debated. All those things that goes into this, something of this magnitude, are being. There's not like a wall like there is, for example, with the MLBPA, and the MLBP
totally
right
different.
now, that they're meeting, having these little talks on the tables, but they leave going like, did we even get anything done today? Because our proposals over here and their proposals over here. These proposals are right there.
3 entities that were once here have now come together nicely.
That's huge.
And
huge.
And everybody in the room is very confident that it's going to get done.
I'm because dude, you've been so dynamic and informative and on point with this, and also just professional as far as your super sleuthing of finding out and getting the right people. And that's part of reporting. You got to get it from the right people. You don't have to get it from the 8th people out. You're getting it from firsthand. How much does the cute little Orlando throwing out their thing out there, how much do you think that impacts this thing?
None. They can do all they want. And
no, but I'm saying, like, hey, let's guys, is there a little bit more of an impetus to go, let's just get this thing done? Orlando's still not, hitting us on the side of the head, like, we're over here.
Well, I think that's overblown, honestly, because the people that are in the room and the people that are voting on this, it doesn't matter what Orlando's doing or Raleigh Durham or any of it, really, except the only thing that matters is they know they're there and they're very excited to see Tampa probably screw this up. And I think personally, I don't have any direct evidence of this, but I think all these negative mailers that are going out to all the, you see them on social media. If you watched our show on Friday with the 2 Kens, Ken Babby, Ken Hagan, and Alan Clendenin, all the main leaders in this deal, they answered everything that's in those little negative flyers. They answered all those questions.
Right.
And a lot of it is misinformation, and all of it's misinformation in terms of how it won't work. But there's 3 studies by very reputable companies, all independently done and paid for by the county, the TSA, and the Rays, that all show what incredible benefits there are. And it's common sense.
Yeah.
You drop $10 billion of construction into a city, there's going to be economic benefit.
Right.
We don't need to be a sports economist who says there'll be zero impact. It's just ridiculous.
Right.
Common sense. If you build that much real estate and you tax it, you're going to get revenue back.
You're going to get revenue back.
And where you're getting no revenue now from this property.
And you're going to raise revenues because of more people coming in.
9 million people a year coming in and visiting the mixed-use project, the entertainment district there. It brings tourist dollars. So the people that are in the room and the people that are voting for it, that are people that have been elected and charged to it, who have actually dug through the deal and know what's in it, they're not being misinformed by social media and mailers. They're getting the real story. They understand the deal. A vast majority of them. Charlie Miranda, of course, doesn't have a cell phone or a computer, so I don't even know why he's on the board.
We fax it to him.
Yeah. So
Charlie,
by Pony Express.
Yeah. He's all right with it.
But whatever.
The reason I bring it up Orlando, and this is why, because all those other cities that you kind of almost group Orlando with, because they're all trying to jockey and stuff like that. Those other cities are actually viable cities.
Sure they are. Yeah.
For no. Forget about the Rays moving. Viable cities for expansion. Because the moment this deal gets done and the shovels are in the dirt, hey, we're going to be so excited and so happy. Vegas is going on already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yay. The very next deal is Rob Manfred's going to say, now we're going to be looking and putting together an executive committee as to who's going to get, the 2, expansion teams. The Portlands of the world, Salt Lake City, Charlotte, Nashville, Montreal might throw their name in that. Orlando's grasping right now because can you see an expansion team going to Orlando?
If they don't, I think they know if they don't get the Rays,
that's what I'm saying.
So they're the ones probably paying for the mailers
to the other ones, right? It's a different animal to the other ones. You almost have to separate it because those places have viable.
They're more desperate.
Their viability geographically to get a major league franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Orlando isn't geographically. You've got the Marlins down there. You got us. It just doesn't.
It's not going to happen.
It doesn't fit. As beautiful as their rendering that they put out is, because Disney does things big. Orlando does things big.
Disney doesn't want baseball.
Probably not.
No.
Not Disney.
No.
Orlando does, but not Disney.
The city of Orlando, some of the
that's
people,
what I'm
but
saying.
Disney doesn't want it. They don't want competition for the entertainment.
You're
dollar.
probably right.
They're building 2 new parks. They're spending $60 billion. You think they want a baseball team coming in there taking away revenue?
That's
Hell
a
no.
good point.
No, I'm 100%.
If anything, they want the Bright Line to happen so they can get traffic from here.
That's what they're interested in.
Into there.
Yeah, they want no part of a baseball
and back
team.
And forth. Right.
Neither does Universal. They don't want, and there's no proof anywhere that I've ever seen that a model is going to work because 70 million visitors come there, that they're going to want to go to baseball games.
Correct.
Because most of these visitors, a lot of them come from overseas. They have very little interest in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
So I don't think the Orlando model works at all on many levels, but whatever.
That's what I was just saying. That they're not in the group.
Yeah,
with the Charlottes and the Nationals.
No, I think Raleigh Durham. I think Raleigh Durham has a really strong.
Yeah.
I think they have a stronger base of organizers than Charlotte.
Well, shoot, they've had baseball there for a long time.
And they do really well. Durham
Bulls, all those places. Nashville is.
It's hot.
Nashville,
Salt Lake is hot. I think it's probably. It's either
it's got to be East West.
I think if I was betting, I'd say Raleigh, Durham, and Salt Lake.
Yeah, something like that. If Mike, knowing Nashville a little bit, I think, believe it or not, I think Nashville has the inside track. I think it'd be Nashville, Salt Lake. That's what I'm saying.
I think Nashville's issue is they just spent $2.5 billion on the football stadium.
It doesn't matter. There's a lot of money.
There's a lot of money in Nashville.
There's a lot of money.
It's true. I say that
there's
on the
lot
outside
of money
looking
and
in.
a lot of celebrity clout.
Yeah.
More so than in Durham.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
There's celebrity 100%. Clout. They'll be like, this would be sexy. They just watched the World Cup and all the celebrities and Justin Bieber and every XYZ. Yeah, they spent money on the stadium. Great. They needed to. It's the most popular sport in America. You gotta take care of.
They're building on that in the East Nashville. They're building that where that stadium is. There's room for a baseball stadium.
100%.
So they would,
and the Gulch over there. I know it well.
Yeah. The Gulch. Look at you,
dude. I lived there for.
Look at you.
I've been in and out of Nashville since 1981.
Oh wow! Look at you.
1981 from my college sweetheart that was from Nashville, and the mother of my 2 oldest kids. So I know
hanging out at Aldine's there, Jason Aldine's place.
There's very few places that I don't know.
Luke Combs' place.
Yes, and one of my favorite diners in the world, Nashville.
Nashville. What is that?
In the West End, right there.
I haven't been there.
Right across from Vandy.
All right, a couple other comments here. Jimmy J. Voyager says, one of our members here, do you see the Rays waiting until the trade deadline to make a deal, or do you see a trade coming through within the coming days?
That's a good question. That's a great question because that's where the jockeying starts, and as far as like so a few years ago, the Rays really needed a right-handed bat, and they needed this and that, and they jumped the gun early and went after Nelly Cruz, right? Remember? And they beat everybody to the punch and went after Nelly Cruz. I don't know. I think there's a lot of sitting and waiting this year because there's so much parity in the American League in totality, but in baseball in the whole, really, but especially in the American League. So what's happening is that everybody's talking. Everybody's been talking. I mean, everybody, GMs across the board are talking 3 or 4 times a day, right? And it's just trying to figure out, you want what for who? You know what I mean? So it's a lot of that going on, and barring some sort of dramatic need, because you, heaven forbid, somebody goes, dramatically down, like a Rasmussen goes down or something like that, you're going to bob and weave and try to wait till closer to the deadline. So do I think that they're going to do a knee-jerk decision here this week or something? I don't. The only way that would happen, guys, is that just a sweetheart deal fell on their lap. And if you're a seller,
You're not doing that now.
You're not doing that now.
You're waiting for your best deal.
You're just offering up, Shea Langoliers, Hunter Goodman. Who's coming? Who's next? Yeah. I just fielded a call from so-and-so. Now I fielded a call from so-and-so, and I'm just going to wait it out.
For the sellers, you're waiting for your best deal. But then also, if you're a seller, you also look at the farm systems from each individual team.
Well, there's teams you'd rather deal with.
Like the Rays, I would, so they're kind of, they want to get the best deal they can get. And if the Rays come,
these guys, these teams have monsters, to offer.
You don't want to lose those prospects that you want. You don't want to lose that the Rays go make a deal for Hunter Goodman.
Again, we started the show talking about how hot the Boston Red Sox are. Keep an eye on what they do, because I think that, being a storied franchise, a franchise that has won often in the last 20 years, all of a sudden they just woke up. They're 18-2, and there's, Tracy is leading them now, the manager. It'd be interesting to see, and they have pieces to give away. They've got pieces to give away.
So you think they've gone from being a seller to a buyer?
Oh, dramatically, and I think they'll be quite aggressive. And to answer that question, I think there'd be more of the types to pull early and to go, yeah, give me Goodman. Let's go, because we're really going to get in this race.
Ryan says it's alarming because Tampa Bay has allowed Boston to re-enter the AL East.
Everybody's allowed Boston to re-enter.
Yeah, it wasn't 13.
They're
beating everybody.
Yeah. So, remember, this is this is territory that they haven't seen since 1948, ladies and gentlemen. So they're beating everybody. Okay. And they've kept their opponents in the last 20 games hitting under 200. They've kept the OPS at a gaudy under 500, 600. They're pitching great. And then now the bats are coming around. So it's not the Rays. It's Boston is on a super heater right now.
Rick says, I don't think this ownership group is ready to take on so much payroll this year. I would say
that's negligible.
I would say I wouldn't expect, they're not going to add 20 million, 20, 30 million, but I could see 10. I think 10.
They're definitely going to add and because the pieces that they're going to give away aren't multi-million-dollar pieces. So anything you add is going to add millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
If you add a formidable player, you add a Ketel Marte, you add anybody you add, you're giving away pretty much, unless somebody is going to want, Mullins in his contract, in lieu of Shea Langoliers, that's not going to happen. Right. So you're going to take on, are they going to add millions? Yes. It's how they, manage the ledger, JP. It's how they decide, okay, we're going to take this guy on. Maybe it's just for the rest of the season. And then, that's where it could be very interesting. That's why Tarek Skubal could be interesting. A couple other guys that are, on the precipice of maybe free agency. They're like, we're okay. If we only lost a couple of our guys for that guy, we're okay with it because we're so stocked in the minor leagues. So,
well, I think, the vote's probably not going to come until after the deadline.
That's a great point.
That's why I think this meeting the other day being so positive is big. Because I think if you're the Rays and you're saying, okay, how do we feel now
how
about
committed
this deal?
Are we into
we're pretty confident we're going to get it done. So let's do our
deadline. You know what? You made it. That's a great point.
Yeah,
because you're basing it on future considerations. Right. Talk about
it's a complete game changer.
Yeah,
and it affects your payroll immediately. And I think also they're probably making more money this year with the increased attendance.
Sure.
So they're spending more on marketing, but their increased attendance has been really good. So and I think if they make a run, which obviously they got to
be spending a lot. They got to be spending a lot on lawyers for all these deals and all this stuff.
That's true.
Because
anybody knows how expensive they are, it's me.
It's legal teams, that it's one thing to have in house, but you're talking, you got to
family law. By the way, folks, I don't have criminal history, as far as you know. It's 20 years of family law.
Jazz Chisholm, baby.
Alejandro says the AL East this season, the New York Yankees 6-3, Rays lead. We're 7-5 against the Blue Jays, right?
Yeah.
Baltimore 3-3, and the Red Sox 5-4. So we've been
How
doing
about
well.
that? We had the Red Sox number
Dead to rights
for 5 straight games, and then booyah.
Joe Ryan, Douglas Batista, one of our members, says Joe Ryan may be available. What type of available starter do you think is needed and would fit in the Rays? Well, he would fit nicely.
He would fit dramatically.
Yes.
I mean, he would fit nicely. He would fit right behind Drew Rasmussen, give a little breather. Here's why Joe Ryan would be great, because Joe Ryan is used to going up against aces, right? So as you get down to the nitty gritty into August and September, and then that 1-1, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, those combinations matter.
Mm-hmm.
We just saw it in the Boston series where the Rays opted to, like, you know what? Let's move our guys. They're rested, but
yeah,
let's put Shane up against Sonny. Let's put Drew up against, Cease. Now, all of a sudden, you add a Joe Ryan or a Peralta, or dare I say Terrence. Now you put those guys up against, you put them, and you can slot. Now you slot Nick down one, and he becomes when he's going up against the third pitcher of a rotation.
Yeah,
the way he's pitching, he trumps that guy.
Right.
75% of that. So that's where this thing becomes.
And the playoff series, boy, that's
it's huge.
Mike H says, Rick, I agree with the looming work stoppage. Next year, new Rays owners may want to lay low until that passes.
Yes and no, because
they don't have to pay the players if there's
they don't have to pay the players. Yeah. And invariably, there's going to be, however this thing pans out and however long it goes or short it goes, there's going to be a floor. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a floor, and the floor is going to be at least 150. So, you might as well start adding some players now.
Yeah.
Here's
a great idea. Who to acquire. Lonnie Wilkins says, we need to reacquire Trisha at the deadline.
Oh, Trisha Whitaker. There's a lot of Trisha Whitaker fans out there.
Well, of course there are. We all miss Trisha.
Trisha was great. Trisha was superstar great.
You worked with her, right?
Yeah. Come on. For several years. Yeah, she's doing a good job. She's with Apple now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the stuff for the MLB stuff for there. God bless her. She's a good kid.
Rick says, please let socialist Lindor go to the Yankees. Bring that Mondani curse with him.
Wow.
Love that.
Rick, dude, you are savage, bro. In fact, that's what I'm going to start calling you. Rick Savage.
Rick Savage.
Damn.
Rick Macho Man Savage.
Rick Savage.
Rick says,
watch out what you're joking, because if I'm the Yanks, I'm looking at Francisco Lindor. Shortstop has been an enigma for them. Volpe definitely hasn't worked out. Caballero is solid, but he's okay.
Kicks our ass.
Yeah, he does. But Francisco freaking Lindor, bro.
But he doesn't
have to move homes, condo, house, whatever the hell that he's living in. Just boom, just goes to a different borough.
Yeah,
that's a deal and a half, bro.
Does his taxes go up in the Bronx?
That's a great question.
Queens?
I don't know. I don't think it.
Is it all the same?
Queens? I think it's the
Mamdani curse tax.
Yeah. No, it's the boroughs.
Rick says, JP, I completely understand. I've been parking in the same spot for over 15 years.
I knew somebody was going to jump on the parking thing.
Yeah.
We're going to take care of that, everybody.
He goes, the new hires come in and take my spot. I've had to use cones to mark my area. I got to put cones up now.
A veteran. Who is this? Who's saying
Rick?
That?
Rick?
Oh, is Rick Savage?
Yeah, Rick
Bro,
Savage.
Yeah. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you the picture of how JP at Kingmakers is beloved. And he's got his own. Dude, the only other guy that I know of that has that, I don't have that. And the only other guy that has that is Mike Murphy. The owner, part owner of the Rays, massive owner of Murphy Auto Group.
Mm-hmm.
Rick's got his own spot. And these young kids,
they just come in
who
and
are working like IT and all these stuff, 20-something year olds, they just take his spot. And I'm like,
it's crazy. The nerve. They must
the humanity.
I know. I'm gonna have to start posting my resume out there.
I'm gonna get here a little earlier.
Hit him over the head with an Emmy.
I'm just gonna be standing there like that, 6'4",
bringing the big O security.
Pounds, just go. You mind we dance with your dates?
I'm here for fun, Leibowitz. Oh, sorry. Fawn's dead.
Fawn's dead. That's a classic line.
That is a great one. He says Miranda missed the meetings. He's still in quarantine from his Mayflower cruise. He's got scurvy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Scurvy. I don't even know what scurvy is.
I don't know. That's what the old sailors used to get.
Yeah. But what is it? Is it like shingles?
Yeah, I think it is kind of like that. It's a vitamin deficiency.
Okay.
That's why you got to eat citrus fruit.
I think I played with a guy named Scurvy back at AA.
Rick says Britton Plaza, West Shore Mall being torn down and rebuilt. Raysville will be the crown jewel of Midtown. That's right. Absolutely. Lonnie says, if we never had to raise those against this plan, would what? Oh, here we go. They'd be drooling for an expansion franchise to their growing, beautiful city, and the Rays never existed. Yeah, it's so true. So true. If we didn't have a baseball
what was that
team.
Point?
He's basically saying if we never had the Rays and this deal was on the table to bring an expansion team, people would be going nuts over it.
That's a great point, actually. Yeah. I had never thought of it that way because we've had the Rays for 30 years.
The negativity towards this thing has always puzzled me. I just, obviously
we would be playing.
A lot of it comes from
we'd be playing Nashville.
Yeah. A lot of it comes from St. Pete residents. I get it. You know, the ones that actually go to the games, they're disheartened. I get that. But I just the thing that really during this whole process that was weird was the Tampa Bay Times. Like so many negative articles.
Yeah.
Almost pushing the Rays out because they're leaving St. Petersburg.
Is that partly? I know that they, could be a political thing, but partly do you think it is because they were the St. Pete Times?
Yeah, of course.
And they just
very provincial.
Still have a provincial scenario to that. But here's the catch. You really truly have to look at it this way too. The level of build out and grandeur that this is, it actually almost transcends the duality of the areas.
Yeah.
Do you follow what I'm saying?
Oh, of course.
The bigness of this is not just one stadium. That's just a stadium. You took our stadium, one stadium over there in St. Pete, in downtown, close to St. Pete, and you're putting a stadium over here. The level of bigness that this is, once that deal is done and the build out around it.
Plus, if you're a Rays fan, don't you want a new stadium?
Well,
for God's
it's not just even the new stadium, brother. I'm talking about how huge this thing, the district in Raysville is going to be. That Tampa Bay on a whole is going to be proud of this thing. Right. This is a Tampa deal. Well, I get it. It's a Hillsborough deal.
Yeah.
It's a Hillsborough deal. It's a city of Tampa deal. St. Pete loses, the team, the stadium. But bro, we are a community. There's a reason that we're called the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Tampa Bay Bucks. And I know it's in Tampa, but that is the big brothers.
Yeah, I never understood that. It's all one area.
It's all one area. When
if
this thing gets done 3 to 5 years from now, because you have the other second, the rest of the build out, we're all going to be so proud of this. It doesn't matter where the hell you live.
And plus, if I'm a St. Pete resident, A, I don't have to pay for the new stadium.
Yeah.
B, if the deal they had was a boondoggle and would have been horrible and a failure because of the location. C, what they're going to build at Tropicana Field is something that everybody can use. It'll be so much better than a baseball stadium that was
still going to be proud of and for the community and for retail and for money and hopefully a soccer stadium.
And you don't lose your team. You can still go to the Rays games.
You don't lose your team. They're not going to change it to the Tampa Rays. It's the Tampa Bay Rays.
And they're just 30 minutes, 25 minutes away. If we build the light rail across the Howard Franklin.
So much that I think we just have to get to the other side of the equation in order to appreciate it. But I get it. There's a lot of diehards that don't, I'll tell you one that, in fact, I'm going to call him this week to have him come on and talk, is our boy Mark Ferguson. Fergs from Fergs Sports Bar, the legendary Fergs. He's still kind of wishing, obviously because his business is right there.
Right,
it's not to say that they're not going to do a Fergs at the new place.
Right.
Of course, that's just understood.
Right.
Where do you want it, Mark?
Exactly.
There'll
be a Fergs in Tampa.
There'll be a Fergs. But he has this soft spot. He's an Indian Rocks homeowner, and he just has a soft spot for 40,
when they put a
years.
convention center in there and he gets way more business all year long, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine. And still gets the spot over here.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
We'll have him on. Just talk a little Rays.
Rick says Big Brown Cuban fits perfect in Nashville.
Right? I love Nashville.
It's a great city.
I have nothing bad to say about Nashville.
They love Big Brown Cubans in Nashville.
They love Big Brown Cubans in Nashville. There's a bunch.
KC Eagles says D-backs Tigers are still in it, so no Skubal or Marte. Rays need to pivot, find other answers.
I know. Tigers are in it but here's the catch with the Tigers, and I disagree with that comment, is because if you're the Tigers, and I said it last week, you're in it. You're 6.5 back. You're not in the wild card race, but you're in, you're 4.5 back in the wild card, conceivably. And if you have Tarek Skubal, then you have a greater chance of, getting to the division win or that. But you have to really do the math of are we truly a deep playoff team, World Series team? And I guess deep in their DNA, every team feels like if you just get us to the playoffs, we're going to win a World Series, a la the 2023, the Arizona Diamondbacks, who only won 87 games that year, 85 or 87 games, made it into wild card, got to the World Series. That's an anomaly. The reality is that even if you sneak in the playoffs, you were talking about it earlier, how complicated and how difficult it is to move forward in the wild card. That's why they make it like that on purpose, because you didn't win that many games.
Mm-hmm.
So then here's what happens. You sneak in the playoffs and you're ousted early. You're done with Tarek Skubal. He's gone. He's like Shohei Ohtani. You get nothing. While right now you could get 4 monsters for him. It may not be from the Rays. The Rays maybe not want to, give up that much. I don't know, but somebody might, including the crazy Dodgers. Who knows?
That's right. Lord knows what they can.
Yeah, and they have so much. So you can rebuild your whole freaking franchise.
True.
I'll use the Pittsburgh Pirates of the mid to late 80s, and they reshuffled, made a few deals, including Tony Pena and a couple others. And lo and behold, you had a team that was really, really good for about a 5-year period. Didn't win the World Series, but they sure were damn good.
All right, partner, another great show, my friend.
Yeah.
We'll be back later on this week with hopefully some guests, some Major League Baseball guests.
In fact, one of my buddies that a few of the Petermans met on our great All-Star Game extravaganza watch party. Jason Michaels is going to pop in hopefully Thursday. I think it might be Thursday morning, so keep an eye on that.
All right, my friend, thank you all for commenting. We appreciate you. Don't forget to go to our YouTube page and become a member or a VIP member. So many of you have. Really appreciate you. Rays against Dylan Cease tonight, 7:05 in Toronto.
And if you have any parking cones and stuff like that you can bring by, maybe can help out with JP's situation.
Screw that. I'm just going to start hooking people up and towing. I don't fuck around.
You gotta start towing some of the IT kids.
Done. I'm not even going to warn them.
Hey,
tow truck's here.
Sir, where's my car? My car was here. Where?
Time for that nonsense. Because I will not be staying.
Where's my
tranquil and tropical.
Subaru? Where's my Subaru?
Down to Port Tampa. You and $200 cash, go on down.
Stay tranquil, tropical. Go Rays. Take a piece out of Cease.
Oh, I love that.
You know it.